So we're recording now. Okay, we had a little talk last week about Anthony and I about what we should do to talk, what we should talk about, and how we should think about rank advancements. If you've got into the business, then you need to, and you want to treat it as a business rather than a hobby. You need to be thinking about advancing your ranks. Why? Well, because your team will watch you. And if you advance in ranks, so will your team. They'll follow what you do. Your team will do traditionally 85 to 90% of what you do. So if you sit there and do nothing, they're going to do less than nothing. If you do, a little bit each week, they'll do hardly anything. But if you do put in a 50% effort, they'll probably give 40%. If you put in a 90%, they'll put in 80%. That's just the way it is until you find someone within that group who just goes, whoa, I'm off. Now, sitting right now with us are people who have done just that. That's why we're here on a Sunday night. We've gone, bugger that, I'm not going to sit around and just wait for things to happen. I'm going to go out and do it. So you need to be advancing from executive through to the first one is Jade. And then the next one is Pearl. And these ones, Jade and Pearl, aren't hard to get to. But the next one is when you start to make that commitment, where you start to have to find people who obviously want to become executives with you, and they will go on to you get the 4 or the 12 execs to make you a Sapphire. Sapphire, if you go Sapphire now, you are going to qualify for Noosa. I'm sorry, Kathy, you're not going to qualify for Noosa. We'll have to send you to Cancun or somewhere like that. But unfortunately, this is for the Australians and New Zealanders. And within that Noosa trip, there will be certain requirements that you need to meet to gain points. And Scott and I were talking about this today. And I unfortunately, I can't find the point requirement, but I'm sure that if you go into back office, we will find it somewhere. There will be a certain number of points allocated for sign-ups, be they ambassador, whatever, basic ambassador, jumbo. They all have points allocated. And obviously, the higher the points value, the more points you gain, you're going to get better and better. So for Rachel, if you can nail up enough points, they'll fly you over rather than you have to get here by yourself. But if you can't, you're going to qualify for the trip. But if you can get those points, you can get the free trip. And so that's and the guys down south. It's okay for us here in Queensland. We just drive up the road. But for anyone else out of Queensland, you need to be able to be looking at that. Now, I asked Scotty specifically to talk about this because he's been to a Noosa. I haven't been to a Noosa. I only qualified this year after sitting on my thumb for far too long. But I've asked Scotty to come along because he's been there and he also has a greater knowledge of what goes. So Scotty, could you just start with telling a little bit about Noosa and what people can expect, and then talk about how you believe people or what people need to do to get there?
Well, as John said, the first real stage of this business where the company recognise you as taking this business seriously, whether you like it or not, but the company recognises the first level as somebody who's going to go on to possibly Diamond is Sapphire. That's why they place so much emphasis on it. Now, I've been fortunate enough to go on 2 Sapphire trips, and the first trip was a lot different to the second. So it is evolving. We don't really know the ins and outs of what's going to happen at Noosa this year, but I gather that whatever happens this year will be better than what happened last year. So last year, when we got there, now just to clarify a few things, Noosa is an invitation-only event. The only way you can get to Noosa is to be a qualified Sapphire. After that, as Johnny said, with packs and enrolments, they will allocate points, the same as the Expo trip to Singapore. So the more points you get for signing people on Ambassador, that'll go towards paying for your airfares and your travel. So again, you need to be Sapphire by the 28th of February. That's what it was last year anyway. And that is American time. So I think last year, the cutoff was actually the next day at 3:00 because that's when when it ticked over in America. So anyone that's a Sapphire by then will get an invite. Once you get an invite, then you can go to doing the sign-ups and the enrolments go towards paying for your trip. Otherwise, if you don't get enough travel points, etc., it doesn't really matter. Just like Singapore, you can pay your own way there. Now, on the Friday night last year, we were fortunate enough that they took us out on a river cruise around the Noosa canals. For you, Kathy, that would be very similar to going on a trip through the Miami canals or something like that. So it was really, really good. Dinner was on there. Alcohol, if you wanted to have a drink, was all paid for, and everybody just mingled and had a good time. The Saturday was a full-on training. Most of you guys have been to a training or to an annual conference, so you'll know what I'm talking about there. Lots of different speakers got up talking about different things. A little bit different last year. Kenwa was not with us the year before. He was only just appointed. And Kenwa actually opened the floor up to everybody that was there, specifically about gripes they had to do with the company. And, like most people sat back and, I want to be the first to speak. And everyone started throwing a few up. And Kenwa said, well, what about the biggest one of all? I travel the globe and no one's said the one that's on people's minds the most. So this time last year, our customer service was crap. Totally crap. You could ring and ring and ring and not get anybody. Fortunately, that's been fixed up with the merger for Monovate. So whether Kenwa comes this year, I don't know, but he genuinely listened to what the distributors had to say, and he encouraged everyone to obviously befriend him on Facebook. And I've had a few conversations with him on Facebook, so he's another very approachable person. So Saturday was full on. Saturday night was another reward. So we all got to go away to a restaurant and had another good time. And Sunday it was basically breakfast. Some people chose to stay on afterwards and out of their own money stay a few extra days. I know a lot of the Southerners did because there were Queensland meetings on for the next 3 days afterwards, and they stayed up here and went to a lot of those Sunshine Coast, Brisbane and Gold Coast meetings before flying home. So it is a reward. It is a pat on the back for effort. And if you can make it, and even if your trip's not fully paid for, I encourage you to at least give it a go. You can always set yourself a goal and not get there. That's not a failure. It just means that you didn't achieve your goal, and that's not the end of the world. And it's good socialising with people from other teams. I heard a lot of things about some of the Western Australia guys, and I'd never met them until I got to Noosa. And since then, some of those guys have helped me out, and vice versa, I've helped them out. So you will make a lot of contacts that can make doing this business a lot easier. So that's basically what Noosa is. And this will probably, if it's not, it'll be the last time they probably have all the pin levels combined, because I can see next year they'll probably do a Sapphire retreat, but they'll probably do something also for the elites and above as well. As Jeunesse continues to grow, it'll continue to evolve, and the Noosa retreat will be part of that. And how that plays out, I'm not sure. So if anyone's got any questions around Noosa, just fire them away.
Any questions, guys?
No, I don't have a question. I just wanted to clarify, though, that the cutoff this year or next year is the 31st of January, because it's on the 4th of February, 4th to the 7th of
4th of Feb. Righto.
Okay, so it'll be the end of January.
Yeah, 31st. And I wanted to go. I want to go.
Yeah, I'd say, Rachel, that's pretty well on. I looked in the back office today, and they still haven't brought up the Noosa promo in distributor reports. So I wasn't able to find out, everything exactly to do with Noosa this year.
I think there's something in the mailbox. So if you check your mailbox in your back office, I'm sure there was a Noosa promotion talked about there. So.
Yeah, I've got it on my phone because I saved it.
Yeah, I'm sure it's
Is it there? Right.
Yep.
Okay.
I can post it up on the Legacy.
Please.
Yeah, that'd be good. But that will be US time too. So whatever, if they say the 31st of January, that's the 31st of January, Florida time.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot of time differences in the States as well.
Mid-afternoon, the day after for us. That's why often you'll see something about you might have got emails saying that such and such your enrollees' points are going to flush, or they haven't put their order through. That's why, because in fact it's telling us that it's at Australian time, but as soon as it clicks in Florida time, and I'm not sure just why that happens, but if 14 or 15 hours later, bang, it's resolved. So don't get excited and send off a note to the help desk saying, what's going on? Because if you just wait 24 hours, you'll find that that'll just clarify itself. Okay, any more questions on Noosa?
Who's coming with me?
Well, I'm going to be there. Scotty's going to be there.
Yeah.
Anthony's going to be there. We've got more videoing to do. We've got to find a train somewhere to do so we can shoot each other. And
so a bit of a strategy I was thinking about today and how to get to Noosa. Anthony and I have talked about this a lot in the past. Go back to those inactives or the ones that aren't executives and just ask for referrals. Get their 5 best people. If they're not going to pick up the phone, you pick up the phone for them, righto? And just say to them, listen, I'm on a quest. I want to get to Noosa. I want to Rancid Bank and I want to win that free trip. I need your help. And the way you can help me is I want you to give me 5 names right now that I can put into your business for you, righto? And that's one technique you can use straight away, righto?
Yep, that's direct.
So, Ray, I think I had a quicker look at your account the other day, and I think you've got 4 or 5 people all sitting on one enrolment. So one off in executive. That may be a strategy you could use as well.
I've tried.
Mm.
I'm just short of getting on my hands and knees.
Okay, well don't.
Well, don't do that.
And I'm going to say right now that it's very bad posture. Too big. Yeah. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm not. It's like and as I said to you, Scott, when you were here, like I don't want to just get over the finish line. I want to build momentum and build growth. So if I don't make it, well, okay. But if all of those people just clicked on one more person, that'd be.
You've still got 9 or 10 weeks to do it. And, I'm not sure what they're going to do in December, but possibly this year again, they'll do $1. In the past, every December, they do $1 sign up. I don't know if they're going to do that now. But there's a fairly good chance they will because December has decided a slower month for the company, although Jeunesse seems to be not running by those rules because it seems to explode, just goes crazy in December. But they do a $1 sign up. And I know that I have had in different past Decembers had quite a lot of success with that, especially gaining customers. And it's just like you can sign for $1 and get a pack. That'll get you going. And what I've done with those people, I've actually people I knew were simply going to be customers, I've actually placed those into the businesses of the people with one to get them to executive. It doesn't matter how you get them there. And yeah, sure, I know that you'd love to have fabulous momentum and ripping it through, and all, 3 months away from elite when you get to Sapphire. That may not be possible, and it may not be feasible, but it doesn't matter. Get to Sapphire, because your group will see you at Sapphire. They'll recognise you as Sapphire, and then you move on from there. You start to build, and you build momentum on that rank advancement. Anthony, where are you placed? How are you sitting? You've got so many sign-ups.
I do have a lot of sign-ups. I just don't. I have a lot of singles as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's about, again, going back to those individuals, because a handful of them gave me some numbers, and haven't been too successful with contacting, meaning like having them call back and so forth. So it is another strategy you have to use, or it comes to just signing up new prospects and seeing where they're at. But for me personally, I'd rather do a combination of both.
I understand that.
I think I'm definitely about. Well, there's 6 executives at the moment.
Okay.
There's another 3 that have 1. So 3 executives to get, and then 3 singles.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at the moment.
Okay. What can you do to help?
Well, this is the thing. It's a matter of, and I think everyone's going to have experienced this. It's a matter of maintaining the same level of momentum, enthusiasm, heart. I don't know what you want to call it, because as you go through your list, you mentally feel that that's it. You've gone through your list, you've spoken to them, but that's the crossroads that we create in our head. And you don't know that. We tell ourselves a story. I've showed this person before, so we automatically cancel them out. But then again, I find possibly going back to those people now and speaking to them again, going for a second round, maybe that might work. Because
I'd use the strategy of, listen, the company's just released a new promo, and it's called Shoot for Sapphire, and I get to go on a trip to Noosa. I want you to give me a hand and get there, and then just ask for some more people, or ask for their help to help you get there with people.
Especially if they're friends. If they're friends.
Yeah.
Okay, we got some great advice on follow-up from Taylor last week. How many took that on board about just, keeping in touch with people? They may have said no now, but will they say no next month or the month after or the month after? Who's to say in 6 months that their timing is right where it hasn't been for the previous 5 months? And how do you know unless you ask? That's a thought for everyone, is don't discount someone until they tell you to get out of my life. Just don't discount them. Keep talking to them. I can tell you that personally, I've done today. I've been following Taylor's advice. In fact, I've been learning a lot of stuff that I've been putting in practice, a lot of stuff that I've been studying. And I just got on Facebook today and I started going through a lot of the friends that I have. We all have these friends. Well, I went through a lot of them today that have no association at all with Jeunesse, but they do interesting things. So I just found something. I went to their profile, had a look at something that impressed me. And I sent them a message, said, hi, again, we're friends on Facebook. For some reason, I was going through your profile and I saw, and I mentioned something that impressed me. and simply, it's just typing a message, but, I was very moved by that, or that impressed me, or that made me laugh. Just something, and then I said, then I follow, look, I'm an entrepreneur from Queensland, Australia, especially there are people overseas. I'm an entrepreneur from Queensland, Australia. I'm working on a project that's going crazy all around the world. Are you open looking at an opportunity that might, or an opportunity to get into a side project that you can work alongside what you're doing now. Now, I have out of probably about a dozen I sent out today, I've got 3 back that definitely said, yes, send me more information. I've sent them links, and one lady's come back and said, can we meet in Brisbane next week? So out of the 12, I've got one line, and she's will go. I had another guy, I was just saying before to Kathy, I had a guy came to me, here's what not to do. He came to me and asked for a friend request. I accepted. And always when I accept a request, I always send him a personal message. No, don't go on the wall. I go, and I said, hi, thanks for your friend request. I'm very pleased to meet you. I look forward to having a chat with you in the future. And regards. This guy came back to me, and his first words to me were, are you open to looking at another opportunity? Whoa, come on, man. And my name is, and I do this, and I'm from, and tell me a bit about you. So anyway, he's now looking at Jeunesse because he ends up, he's in Empower Network. He's wants, please look at my blog. Please don't do that. Please, don't beg anyone. But he's pleading me to look at his blog. And in the end, I simply said, look, no, I'm really not that interested in Empower. I've looked at all of it. It's huge charges. It's a blogging thing. There's nothing consumable. No one needs to come back next month and buy the product again. It's a one-off deal. And I'm not really interested. He is now looking. He's in Utah, and he's now looking. He's messaged me several times today saying, "I'm looking. Oh, wow, send me some more." So I'm just feeding him stuff. So I've crossed. What's the word, Scotty? I've
reverse prospect.
I've reverse prospected him. Yeah, but please don't ever beg anyone. It just doesn't work. Anyway, getting back to rank advancements. Yolande, how are you sitting? Do you mind telling us, or are you?
No, I'm fine. I'm Jade at the moment.
That's cool.
I have,
great.
I think I have about 13 or 14 people. I have enough to be Pearl, but some of them have. I've signed somebody up under a friend, and or they haven't sort of bought their hundreds, PB, that type of thing. So, hence, I haven't quite got there yet.
That's cool.
And I've looked at a couple of them have got one distributor underneath them, but it's not close enough for me to sort of. I really don't think I'll make Sapphire by.
That's cool. Shoot for Pearl. Shoot for Pearl.
Yes, that's right. And I've had to refocus my goals. Things just didn't happen as quickly for me as I planned, and it was a little bit more difficult with full-time work and a child.
Yeah, I'm up with that.
And I still am talking to people that I spoke to a while ago, and I've got people coming back to me. So, and I think since Julia came back from Singapore and sort of said, help the team, build the team instead of sort of taking off yourself type of thing. Does that make sense? Sort of like, try and help everybody along at the same time.
Yes, it does to a degree. I think Scott will agree, and Anthony, we were there. Yes, build a team, but leaders lead.
Yes.
And leaders lead by example. Don't be a motivator, be an inspiration.
Yes.
I've said that before, and I'll say it again. Inspire people. Don't motivate people. Inspire them. Get them, when they look at you and they go, wow, well, Yolande's done it. She's got a full-time job. She's got kids in it. She's done it. I can too.
Yeah.
Instead of you going, well, if I think it, if you, they're not going to listen to that. But they are going to be inspired by you doing something. So if you go Pearl, and then you just let people know, I've just gone up in the ranks. I've got blah, blah, blah. I'm so excited. Then they come back and go, hang on, tell me more. What's going on?
Yep.
Kathy Day.
Yes.
How are you sitting over there in Florida?
I'm intently listening. I'm working on Jade right now.
Good.
I haven't worked as quickly as I would like either, but I'm working really hard and contacting a lot of people, and actually have people come back to me that I've been following up with.
Yep.
So I'm looking at by the end of December, I'm going to be kicking butt. So I'm working hard on it.
Good, good.
And I see myself moving up really quickly by January.
Woo!
All right. Fantastic.
Awesome to hear it. Awesome to hear it. Cal Travison, you down there? See you there hiding behind the horse?
Just eating seafood,
Oh,
prawns and calamari. Sorry, guys,
Oh,
I'm
stop
hiding.
it.
Yeah, no, I'm still in the same position. Just
You're an executive?
just enjoying watching all the information coming through at the moment because I've been too busy
Okay.
with work, but still not giving up.
Your pace is the right pace.
Hmm.
It doesn't matter. There's no perfect way to do this. Well, there is perfect way to do it, but unfortunately, most of us aren't in a position to actually attain perfection when it comes to this. So don't beat yourself up if you're not. Please
No,
don't.
I'm not. No. I'm just learning so much on the way is amazing, John.
Okay, so we're going to shoot for. Cal's going to shoot for Jade. Kathy's going for Jade. And we've got Yolande's going for Pearl, and we've got 2 Pearls are going for Sapphire. We want to see you in Noosa, guys. We want to see you there. So,
But like you said, we don't have to be at that to go to Noosa. We can still go, can't we?
you can't go to Noosa unless it's an invitation only.
Oh, bugger.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unlike all the other events in Australia, Noosa is the only one that you must be invited to, and the first condition is you must be a Sapphire or above to get an invitation.
Oh, well. See how we go.
You'll be right. Keep plugging along.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Oh, well.
John, I have noticed just a small thing.
Mhm.
For people, if they want to get the most they can as far as results, there tends to be a point where if you're consistent over time, and we all have sort of weeks that we're on fire, other weeks that we're flat. Sometimes you forget. Sometimes you actually forget how to do the business. If you say you're inconsistent and maybe you've gone a week and you haven't, this is just my experience.
Mhm.
If you've gone, let's say 4 or 5 days and you haven't piqued interest with anyone, then you look back at your week and you think, wow, what did I do? How do I do this again? So it's important, I think, find your style, find your way to do it and try and do it consistently daily. That's a big thing for me, is the best way to stay, what did I put last time? The best way to stay switched on is to remain plugged in or something, and I had like a lamp on. Remember that?
Yes, there was someone else.
That's what I noticed. Otherwise, it can get a little unorthodox or like unnatural when you're approaching people about the business. Whereas the more frequently you do it, it just becomes second nature to how you present it. It just flows off your tongue. Whereas if you sort of leave it for X amount of time, and you come back, it's almost like, how did I do this again? And
you get a bit desperate.
Yeah, and I've experienced that. Maybe
we
if
all
I have
have.
a few days.
Scotty has, I have. We've all done it. Yeah.
Take a few days in sabbatical,
and then conversations. I've walked away from conversation and going, "Oh my God, you sounded desperate." It was shocking.
Yeah,
I've ruined that one. Oh well, see you later. And yeah, I've done
so
it.
true.
But my advice here is remember a good week. Remember a good week. When you're feeling despondent because you haven't done something well, remember a week when you put 2 or 3 people in and you cycle 4 or 5 or 6 times and a couple of people ranked events and they signed a couple of people. Remember those weeks because they're the ones.
Wow, I've never had those weeks. But anyway,
you have.
No, but it's true.
I've seen because I check what you do, Anthony. So I have seen you have had those weeks. So remember those.
It doesn't mean it. The other thing I think the false belief that the more people we sign in, the harder it gets because our list starts getting drier. I don't really necessarily believe that's true either, because I find the more people you sign up, the better you get at signing people I don't know, just more natural. You just polish up your skills, don't you? But again, if you have a sabbatical for so long, then it may seem a little, bit bumpy in the very beginning. So that's my rule. I think is just do something, even if you pique interest with someone once a day.
Yeah.
Even if you do it once.
Absolutely. And I'm a sapphire, and that's what I do. Sometimes I don't. But remember Eric Worre's advice on his GoPro? Maintain an active candidates list.
Yeah.
No matter who you're talking to, if you're talking to someone each day, just one, put them on your active candidates list. It's at least you're telling yourself, I am doing something.
Yeah, that's so true. Very well done for Eric for saying that, because it's very true. Active candidates list, just because they said no now, it doesn't mean it's going to be no later.
And it may be someone you just spoke to in a shop. I went and got my photo taken for a passport photo yesterday. I walked out of the shop, and very much like you've done, Anthony, I walked around the corner and I walked back to the shop, and I said to this young lady, you've given me fantastic service. You are so good at what you did. The way you checked my photo with the New Zealand Passport Office to make sure that the photo was okay before I sent it off digitally. Thank you very much. And then I said to her, because you're so good at what you do, are you open? Do you ever look at other opportunities? And she said, yeah. I simply got it. I said, great. And then if I sent you, and I just did the old Eric Worre thing. If I sent you, would you?
Yeah.
Will you watch it?
Because you're paying her a very sincere compliment first. So you've got her in a position whereby she sees you're genuine, and then of course, presenting her an opportunity is almost like saying to her, hey, I'm going to reward you for the type of skills that you have. You should be, you need to be seeing something like this, because the skills you have, you would be great at what we do, sort of thing.
I think I mentioned that. I was looking for people with the skills she great service skills. I said that people with great service skills. I'm looking for people in my business. Anyway,
that's great.
Anything else, Scotty? What you want to add to the conversation tonight? Because we're just. Hello, Scott.
Not really, Johnny. I think we've covered off everything you wanted to cover off. Again, I just want to say to people, don't overcomplicate this business. Get good at prospecting, inviting, and enrolling.
Okay.
If you're lacking in any one of those areas, go and listen to the guys that talk about how to become a good prospector. How to become a good and keep increasing those skills. They're the three skills that we all have to get great at to go all the way in this business. The rest of it, there's a lot of other skills, as we know, you need along the way. But if you perfect those three, the rest is history. So that's all I'd like to say.
Yep, and look, we know there's Eric Worre, there's Tim Sales, there's Todd Falcone, and of course there's MLM Nation, which I've just discovered, and thank you very much, Rach. I've now listened to a number of those in the car. It's on my phone. I just got them blasting out. Brilliant stuff, and there's just so much information. So if any one of you guys are not on MLM Nation as a podcast, jump on, hook up on it. There's so much great information there. There's way too much to listen to, and it'll take you a couple of months to listen to it all, but it doesn't matter. Every little bit of information is important. It just gives you a new perspective, and you go, something you're going to hear is going to, bing, you're going to have a light bulb moment, like, that's what I needed to know. And I'm going to do it.
And, everybody needs to keep plugging in to those things, because I was listening to something today, and it was actually from your field, Rachel, this professor, and he basically said the moment a student graduates, they become obsolete. And I thought about that, and I thought, what does he mean by that? And I thought, well, they're not learning in an institution anymore. What he's meaning is technology doesn't stop. You know, everything around us doesn't stop. What we knew yesterday is being surpassed by what we know today. So if we take that attitude into this business, is that we are basically got to keep renewing ourselves and renewing our skills so we don't become obsolete.
Mm.
The only way to do that is by tapping into the system and tapping into those guys that have been there and done it.
And remember, you don't know what you don't know.
Yep.
You
And when
don't know what you don't know. So keep listening, and you're going to hear stuff you didn't know, and then you're going to know it. That you don't know today, you don't know what you don't know.
Can I just add something to that? And it's something that struck me this week because it felt like I came a full circle. So as you guys know, I finished my master's last year and started my doctorate at the beginning of this year. And I don't want to say I gave it up because I didn't, but I was looking for other options so I could afford to do it. And last week I got a job, lecturing position in part of the education faculty at a university down here.
Whoa.
And what struck me that blew my brain was that I didn't care. And for me to feel that and say that out loud is phenomenal, because all I've ever wanted to do was be a university lecturer and write my own material and present it to young minds and influence them with how to cater to the needs of boys in education and tap into their brains. And that's what I've dedicated 18 years of my life to do, and umpteen thousand words in thesis writing. And so, but my point for all of this is I think we really need to pat ourselves on the back for where we are at right now.
Yep.
And the journey that we're going on now is really challenging, and it really does open you up perhaps to a completely new way of thinking that maybe you've never done before. And maybe you're not supported within your own world because you are swimming against the stream of what you normally were. Like I came home and I told my husband that I wasn't excited about this job opportunity, and he was like, who the bloody hell are you? Like, oh my God, the woman that he's known for 14 years just wasn't really, I was like, it's great. I mean, it's great, but it's, the girl last year would have absolutely died and gone to heaven about it. And now I'm like, nah, still shooting for Sapphire though. Like that's my goal now. So, you know, whether you're shooting for Jade or you're trying to get to exec or, do you know what? You just want to ask somebody how they are, because that's not who you are normally. Or maybe you want to go and explore some other part of your personality that you've never realized before. You want to be grateful for waking up, and maybe you've never been grateful for that before. I don't know. I think we just all need to, there's definite merit in striving and achieving and doing, but I think there's also merit in sitting back and honouring the journey that we've been on so far, irrespective of what that looks like for whoever you are, and really pay homage to that, because it is a journey and it is hard, and but it's beautiful all at the same time. And the best thing about this business is how much self-development you have to go through, and it is a relationship building business, and that's awesome. So let's just salute us.
Yes. Great words. Thank you very much. That's great.
Well done.
Are you going to take the job?
Congratulations, Rach.
Well, I am, but it's just a sessional lecturing position. So they're not opening up a faculty position. It's just lecturing in the units that I prescribe. So yeah, I will, in addition to my my current teaching position.
Cool. Awesome.
Until I hit Ruby and then watch this space, please.
Well done. Okay.
Congratulations, Rach.
Oh, thanks, Cal. Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Now-
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think you see the better way.
Well, there's another way. Yeah, definitely.
Mhm.
And I still you know, I think we're all in an active service right now, you know, and I think perhaps we're service personalities. Otherwise, this wouldn't appeal to us. So that's right. So I guess I'm just taking one line of service into another line of service, which kind of is marrying quite well together. But so I've been at university for 11 years, and I can tell you that I've learnt more in the last 10 months than I ever had personally at a university, you know.
About yourself, or?
No, well, yeah, about myself, but just about other people and how life rolls, and you name it, I've learnt it. Spirituality, you name it, I'm all over it. Well, I'm not all over it, I'm learning, I'm open to it, and yeah, definitely learnt more about myself, but definitely enjoyed the journey of learning about other people.
And that's the important thing, is it? Is actually being excited about the journey, really being excited about the journey, and about what you are personally achieving, what you're personally learning, how you're personally growing. And the top leaders in MLM, network marketing, direct sales will tell you that well over 50% of the business, the successful part of the business, is about self-development, self-improvement, growing yourself. And if you can achieve that, then at the end of the day, this business might not be for you. I'm saying that the people on this call, it almost certainly is, because that's why you're here every Sunday evening. But if you can grow as a person, and you can, and through growing as a person, you become a better mother, father, you become a better husband, wife, you can become a better parent, a better son, daughter, then I believe you've achieved an awful lot. And I know that just my exposure to this business and the need to be a servant rather than be a manager, but to be a servant to people within the team, it makes me far more appreciative of the people who are in the team, and the people who are struggling, the people who are doing things that sometimes are outside of their comfort zone. Well, matter of fact, often outside their comfort zone. And you will grow. You're changing, Rachel. I've changed. I know Scotty has in many ways. Scotty's been a pretty phlegmatic kind of guy all his life, so that I know of. So yeah. Now listen, I just wanted to raise one subject. We need to have, obviously, we're doing this every Sunday, and I was thinking about next week. We probably will look at a lot of the. We all face objections. How do we? How about we look? I want. Anthony wants. I want. Scotty wants. We want some ideas about what you guys want to talk about. What information do you want? So please, I'm asking you now. Please forward us that information, your requests, so that we can find the appropriate people. Just as I did last week, or we did last week with Taylor. That was fantastic. And to have Taylor sit with us for an hour and 15 minutes was just unbelievable. But there are other people who will most willingly do it. We had a big training session up in a power session up in Brisbane on Thursday night. Went for 3 hours. We had Angela, James Yates talking, Aaron talking, Lyndon talking, and I got to talk with a number of the different crossline people. But a lot of them are expressing an interest in helping us if we want their help. We've got to ask. So just please give us some indications about what you want to hear about, what you want to learn about, and then see if we can find, between myself, Scott, Anthony, Rachel, the leaders in the team, we'll go out of our way to find the right people to address your concerns, your wish for information, and see if we can find the right people who give you that information that you want. So please don't hold back. If you've got a question, we're on Facebook, all of you on Facebook. Flick me a question. Tell me a person, and tell me what it is you want. And
Can I make a suggestion?
Absolutely.
Sorry, John.
Yep.
what about at the end of each meeting, do a post on legacy and just put a call for suggestions for next week's topics, your questions that you want answered, and that way it opens it up to everyone in legacy,
Yes.
even if they haven't attended tonight.
Absolutely.
And it might make them more inclined to go to the next one.
Great idea. Great idea, Yolanda. Yeah,
and then because people can comment under the post, throughout the week.
great idea. Yep, we'll do that. Yep.
Cool.
You're an ideas woman.
Try to be.
Okay, guys. So, have we got anything else tonight that people have any recognitions for the week? Anyone done anything marvelous that we should all know about, or done something we should all know about?
I just want to say thank you, Johnny, for your eternal optimism. You've got a bit going on, and if you get on JFI, you get on J-Team, you get on whatever, you are there. You are the man. Welcome, congratulations, welcome. And you're always liking, and you're always commenting, and you're always really positive, and you're a really awesome life force. And I'm really stoked that you're in our team, and you're a leader, and you're awesome.
Well,
well said, Rachel.
I appreciate that, Rachel. I really do.
Give her another glass of wine. So it was good.
Oh, I'll break out
Beautiful.
I love you in a minute.
I love you all.
Buddy's seen that.
Yeah, that's what I need to say. Oh, gee, I love you all.
Can I just tell you something?
He was always very popular in London. I love you all.
Not just London, mate. Not just London.
Hey, Scotty, I've got a question for you. When you're ready, after this, keep going, guys. I'll ask him.
Go, Kel.
Fire away.
I had a girl that joined and, bought all Luminous. And anyway, she's a real product user. And anyway, she reckons that after a few weeks, she started breaking out in blackheads. And so she went back to, I think she's using Dermatologia. Is that it?
Dermatologica.
Yeah, that one on the side.
I wish they would give me a role in the company to explain to every distributor out there.
I know.
What a detox is.
I know, and I've tried telling her that. I've sent her your information as well on what your detox info, and I said don't give up. But she's
you physically can't make anybody do anything they want. The cosmetic industry, unfortunately, because of supplying products for the last 100 years that are as good as doing nothing, you may as well just wash your face in water for how good a cosmetic product, skincare product will do. And because of that,
worked for me.
Yeah, because of that, you don't ever get a reaction of any type to something that doesn't work. So women have been brought up, and men too, that have used skincare, been brought up to think, oh my God, if I put something on my face and tomorrow if I wake up and I've got a pimple or a rash, I'm having a reaction. No, it's the total opposite.
Right.
I've been fortunate that a dermatologist told me 25 years ago that a good skincare product, if it does promote some sort of detox, but people don't understand what a detox is because they've never experienced one before. They think it's a reaction to the products.
Right.
Now, when you're talking about Jeunesse products, and all stem cells do, there's only two jobs in the body stem cells do. That's to repair and regenerate. They have no other function other than to repair and regenerate damaged cells. In the case of Jeunesse or Luminous, it's damaged skin cells. So if she's breaking out in blackheads and things like that, it's promoting that detox, forcing all the gunk out of the pores and what have you. But another thing our dermatologist told me is that people that do go through a detox, unfortunately not everyone does, and not everyone I talk to with Jeunesse does, but the people that go through a detox
have better
and
skin
stop,
afterwards.
are going to have skin issues in the future, right?
Yep.
They're going to have bad skin issues in the future, and I can nearly 100% guarantee that in 10 or 15 years' time, this lady will be going along and spending a lot of money on dermatologists and skincare specialists because she's going to have a very, very poor complexion. It could even be skin cancers, that whole thing.
Or she'll just cover it up with makeup.
Is all the detox is a reflection.
As you do, John.
Yeah. I need everyone to understand all the detox is a reflection and how good a person's complexion is.
Yeah.
If you don't go through a detox, you've maintained your skin pretty well. Whether that's up to you or whether that's genetics, I don't know. But if you do go through a skin detox, all it is your body's telling you your skin's in poor repair. And they're the ones that need these products more than anyone, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, she keeps going. She keeps saying, oh, no, I've gone back onto my dermatology or whatever it is, and it works beautifully, and I don't have any problems with my skin when I use that. And I'm like...
Of course.
Yeah.
But like those photos I posted about 3 weeks ago, that Asian lady went through a really bad skin detox.
Yep.
Right? Didn't know what was happening because it was never explained to her. Then she started following the 90-day regime.
Yeah.
And then she came to the end of the detox, and look at the last photo of that. It was incredible.
Amazing. Yeah, I saw that. It was amazing.
Her skin is going to be amazing. And she's gone and all the gunk's come out and everything else. And now it's just onwards and upwards. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't even make it to halfway and give up. And, that's great for the skincare industry because they'll be the ones that are going to be treated in 20 years' time for all types of skin conditions that just by using these products and going through and letting them do their job, please let the products do their job and they'll be the ones that are going to have great complexions. And I can tell them that dermatologists will be one particular medical specialist they will be staying away from.
Well, I'm going to be talking to her again tomorrow, so I'm going to suggest a talk with you as well. So if that's okay.
That's the way to go.
Yeah, if you want to get her on the phone to me, I'll talk to her.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, it's a reflection on society that we can let companies get away marketing products that don't do anything, and because of that, we've become conditioned to think, if I put something on my face, I shouldn't have a reaction. Well, if you put something on your face and it's in a bad state of repair, of course, if it's a good product, you're going to have some sort of reaction because some sort of repair process has to be initiated for that to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's cool. Thank you for that.
Okay. Anyone else got any questions?
I think, Riggs, you need to hit up Scott Lewis and say, listen, I'll be the face of Jeunesse for Australia and do a little promo on that because most people, 98% of people don't know that.
No. And unfortunately, we're not here to have a gripe session. One of Jeunesse Australia's solutions for all these people having skin detoxes was to take the cleanser out of the basic pack. Well, that's not doing any of us any good, I'd much rather be open and honest and upfront and say, listen, there's a good 20% chance you could have a skin detox, but please understand this is what it means. Whereas, the Jeunesse solution was to take the cleanser so people didn't have to go through it. And, to me, that's just a Band-Aid solution.
Well,
Can I share something with you
Sure.
that happened?
Sure.
When I first signed up in July and I got my package, I had no cleanser. And that was very strange to me because I've been in the beauty industry my whole life. And if you don't wash your face properly, you don't clean that foundation, those other products aren't going to work very well. Yep. And that goes for company. So I actually contacted Janess. I contacted our corporate office here, and I spoke to somebody about it, and I told them I'm in the industry and I'm an esthetician, a skincare expert. It makes no sense. I'm like, you have to have cleanser in your packages. And she said, well, I'm going to go into the meeting and talk to them about it. She said, do you mind if I give them your name? I said, not at all. I said, I'm telling you as a skincare person that if you send out all these beautiful products and there's no cleanser, it's not going to help anybody. They're not that the products won't work, they just won't work as well because you have to clean the skin first. And so she came back to me, and they actually called me back and told me that they were going to start adding the cleanser to the boxes now. So they did. They started adding them to the packages. I don't know about in Australia, but I know in the United States, they started adding them to the basic package, which is...
Well, that's great, Kathy.
Yeah,
but I can tell you now, our cleanser was taken out and swapped over for the mask, is because Australia as a country, as similar to some parts of America, our sun is very harsh. So we have a lot of people walking around with skin issues. And I'd say Australia probably has a higher percentage of people that go through skin detoxes than anywhere else in the world. So our leadership team here decided it was easier to take the cleanser out than educate people into what was going on. And to me, that's not the right way to do things, but that's why I tell my team, I can't solve people's problems in other teams, but within my own team, if someone goes into a detox, you need to get them on the phone to me ASAP, righto? And the cleanser should be in our basic skincare pack. But unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen here in Australia.
Now, see, I thought they changed it everywhere because we have that intense heat here also. We have very hot temperatures, and I was very surprised by that they didn't have it in the package. And they told me that they were going to change it and put it in for all the basic packages, but, you know.
No, well, here in Australia, we have 2 basic packs, and neither of those basic packs have the cleanser in it, unfortunately.
Maybe I'll have to call the corporate office and make a suggestion to them.
Well, what,
Fantastic.
Kathy, if I can ask you to do one thing on behalf of us, because you're local, is ask them to get Dr. Newman to produce a video on what a skin detox is.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I will do that.
Well, Dr. Newman,
it's not coming from the field, it's coming from the developer of the products. Explain why these products, you may go through a skin detox, you know?
It's
and if that's
important,
that would be one huge tool, and it would free me up a lot.
I will make that phone call tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Right.
One thing I did find out about Janess, our corporate office here, is they're very open to suggestions. They want to know what's going on in the field. They want to know what the distributors are thinking or what we need. And the fact that they listened to me and they actually went forth and put that in the packages, I was very surprised because I've never had a company do that before. And it was really nice that they acknowledged that that's something that we need. So I will tell them, I believe that I did tell them that I think it needs to be in all the basic packages because there's no point in having these great products if you don't have a cleaning, you'll be able to cleanse your face properly.
Yeah,
that's right. And I think we've just about got 95% of what we probably need as people in the field, but a great video from one of the doctors explaining what a skin detox is would be just, that would be the
gold.
The cherry on the ice cream. It really would. Because a lot of people think they're having a reaction to the products, and the first thing they do is go, oh my God, I'm not taking these things because I'm having a reaction. So, and I know there's a lot of people out there that don't have somebody in their team, and I'm not giving myself a rap here, but that can actually explain a skin detox. At least I can, you know?
Right.
can I make a comment here as well? With the basic pack, when somebody receives it, like it's the first introduction to Jeunesse and the products generally, and they get all these new skincare products. Do you know those packets have no ingredient, like no information sheets in the boxes or anything like that? So when, I mean, there is information on the outside of the actual product box, but when they're opening it up, there's no welcome, congratulations type of information about using the products. Do you know, like even, I know we try and give them the 90-day detox plan, but not everybody does do that, I would think. And yeah, just do you know what I mean? Just like an introduction to these are medically designed products, or, you know, it doesn't have to be that involved, but follow your detox plan carefully. Does that make sense?
I agree with you. Right at the beginning of Jeunesse, they did have an information sheet, you know, in about 20 or 30 different languages. For some reason, they decided to take that out. And I think if we have signed someone up on a basic pack, or any pack for that matter, I think we've got to get good at referring people back to their individual website and say, follow the directions for use on your website. And that's on the retail page when you click on the products.
Yeah.
A lot of them are computer illiterate, or if they're just customers, they're not really looking at that type of thing.
Right.
They're just, you know, they just use the product.
Yeah.
That's another suggestion I'll make to them when I call. They need to have a product sheet, a package inside the package explaining how to use the products properly.
Well,
that's one thing I noticed too that was missing.
When Scott and I started, our products were being shipped into Australia from the Netherlands, from Holland. And we used to get an American brochure. We used to get a welcome letter. There was all sorts of stuff in the packages then. Obviously, it's just the business has grown so fast that part of the service has slipped by the wayside. But yes, I believe it's a suggestion, and probably now I've thought about it, I'll probably whack off a little email, because I've got Dr. Amslag and I've got Dr. Newman on my Facebook page, so I think I might just send them a message saying, could you consider this, because we're having to do a medical specialist job by explaining to people what a detox is and why their skin is doing this, and it's really not our job to do that. You know, we're distributors, we're not the medical experts.
Right.
And we're losing return business, you know, because people aren't following things.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that the products are so damn good.
Yeah.
That the ones that go through a skin detox think, oh my God, these products are reacting. Unfortunately, all they're doing is their job, what they're designed to do. But because they're so damn good, it's having a negative effect.
Yep. That's it. That's it at the end of the day.
Oh, excuse me. I was going to say there's another reason why people are having reactions to their skin. It isn't just, Jeunesse will give you the skin detox, but other products people are having reactions to. There's certain ingredients in the high-end products in cosmetics and skincare that actually cause their skin to have a bad reaction. So when this is happening to them in Jeunesse, they automatically assume that they're having a reaction, there's something wrong. And they don't know how it really works, you know.
Yeah. And, you know, like, I don't know, but my history with skincare is I've tried just about everything. And I can tell you I never, ever walked into one of our high-end skincare places here in Australia and had the lady behind the counter being able to explain to me what a skin detox is. It just doesn't happen.
No, they don't.
It's never happened. You know, they're probably lucky to know what ingredients are in their products. You know, they're just, unfortunately to me, and I'm a bit harsh and I'm a bit anti the cosmetic and beauty industry because of what I've been through. But, you know, to me, they were always just a pretty face.
You can
well, I guess the only good thing about, you know, with this girl, I said, so you're still going to use the products, aren't you? And she said, oh, I might, I'll keep up with my dermatology or whatever it is, but I want to try all the other products like the AMPM Affinity like you are. And I said, oh, okay. And she goes, well, you're having good results. So I said, yeah, I am. I feel so much better, getting through my day easier, doing long hours and still feeling good, but a little bit exhausted at the end of the day. And I said, well, okay, but I'll find out more information about, the skincare for you. I said, as long as you're happy to listen to it. And she said, yeah, I am. So that's why I'm going to get hold of her tomorrow.
And again,
Scotty, explain it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Guys, we got to get good at, if you recognise someone's going through a detox, you got to get good at relaying my story. Oh my God, this guy Scott Napier, he's been through everything. Even he went through a skin detox using Jeunesse for 3 weeks. You have to let them know that this is normal, right? You don't want to sit back and go, oh my God, geez, and put yourself into panic mode. This isn't supposed to happen. This can happen with our products. And we got to get on the front foot and go, hey, I know a guy who went through probably something worse than you did. Don't panic. It's all normal. We just need to get you back on track. Start at day one at detox again. Right?
Hey, have you done a video, Scott, on this or not?
Of a detox?
Yeah.
No, I've never, to be truthful, I've never produced one because everybody's detox is different.
Yeah,
because
fair enough.
Types are different. I broke out in pimples, but I've known people to break out in rashes. I've known people to break out in blemishes. I've known people's skin to actually go dry, like have a dryness of the skin. Because no two skin types are the same.
And that's fair enough.
And the damage that's happened to people's complexions over time, normally it's different as well, But the damage I could have gone through as a teenager, it could be someone different. It could be different damage to someone who's probably had a lot of sun damage or something like that. So the detox is going to be reflected in different ways. But I say a skin detox is something other than your normal complexion. And that can be manifested in, like I said, a lot of different ways.
Yep.
Okay, guys, we've now been going for an hour and 3/4 or an hour and a quarter. We should call it quits. Please, though, if you've got ideas, I will put a note up on Legacy about suggestions for next week's call. Please, canvass your team, find out what they want, what questions they want answered, and then encourage them to get onto this thing on Sunday evenings and participate. Obviously, there's so much information, but I Scott can't, I can't, Anthony can't. We can't anticipate your questions. We need you to tell us. There's so much information that we could just ramble. But if you can get specific subjects like we did last week, social media, to me that was a very highly productive session we had last week. Tonight's been productive because we started out, but we've actually moved into a subject that obviously we're all struggling with, and that's detoxes. And Scott's been able to answer a lot of those questions for us. But we really, again, I stress, we really need to know what it is you need to know to advance your business.
John, I reckon, just my thought is just getting, like, Taylor was brilliant last week. That was awesome. Talking to her and asking her questions and her answering, like seeing her answering.
She's a honey.
Was great. And like if you had Aaron or Angela or different ones coming on so that people can just ask them questions, maybe. I don't know. And maybe it rolls from there.
The higher pin levels are going to be hard to get, and I'll try.
Yeah,
I'll try.
Yeah. It's just a thought because they're so inspiring, and you see them on all the different videos and everything.
Yep, but
to be able to ask them questions like on Zoom.
Yeah, we've
it's interesting.
Stevie Baker will when he gets back and when he stops flipping around on helicopters.
In helicopters.
And
Yeah.
messing his pants on helicopters over the Grand Canyon.
He's hopeless.
Yeah.
Love him to death. He's so funny.
But yeah, he'll definitely come on. There's people like Alan Williams. Now, here's Alan, who dropped out of school at 16, and she made $27,000 a couple of months ago. So, I
Oh,
mean,
there's hope for me yet.
exactly. I mean, hope for any of us, you know. I barely scraped through high school. In fact, I didn't. But
No, me either.
but that's not a reflection on. Probably more a reflection on me than the school, quite frankly. But
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
but
Same.
I was a late bloomer from learning. I started learning when I was about 35. However,
I was too interested in horses.
the fact is that yes, I will, Scott will, Anthony will, we will do our very best to get those people who we believe will best answer the questions. But I personally need to know what the questions are so I can find the right person to give us the information.
I'm just thinking the questions are a hard thing because we see, see so much of it online.
Yes.
See a lot of their answers online, but
yes, yeah, but you don't get to ask questions, and that's the thing.
Not to these people. You don't know.
Okay, guys.
No.
Yep. See you, Rach. You going to have dinner?
Yeah, got to sort the boys. Bye.
Okay, Dale.
Bye, Rach.
See you later. Hooray. Okay, guys, I'm going to call it quits now. How about we'll have a fantastic week. You make it a great week. Everyone can do that. It's going to be as good as you make it. It's not going to be any.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yes, I'll get back to you after I talk to the corporate office.
Yeah,
That'd be good.
Let us know how you go.
Just remember the meetings in your area, guys, and if there is any meetings in your area, get people along. All right?
Yeah, that's the problem in our area. They don't have meetings.
Really?
That's what the challenges I have.
We'll have to change that and create a huge meeting there for you.
Yes, exactly. I was thinking about us doing a live webinar with all you guys. That's what I'm going to have to start doing.
Actually, we'll do webinars with you. If you want to do it and do a mass Zoom call, if you want to organise
Okay,
that,
that'll be great.
we'll jump on.
Yeah.
We'll help you.
It's hard here. I don't have a lot of support here, and the corporate office, they don't really do meetings. And the time they have a meeting, it's way out by the airport, and it's usually with Steve Merritt, so they don't really have a whole lot going on.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. The other corporate offices around, especially through Asia, they have their own meeting rooms, and they do meetings every day virtually. In Thailand, places like that, they do 2 or 3 meetings a day.
Wow.
Well, maybe they'll start that here. That would be. I already made the suggestion, so that would be nice.
Well, they've got the new corporate offices, so I imagine they've got meeting rooms, everything in there. How far are you from the corporate office?
I'm a good hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah. Well, in the scheme of things, that's not very far. I mean,
That's not bad.
Scott and I used to drive 2.5 hours to do a meeting at Noosa for 10 people, and then drive home again. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Righto, guys. I'm
All
off,
right,
so
next week.
we'll see you all next Sunday.
Okay,
Yeah,
sounds
for
great.
sure.
Guys, have a great week.
Thank
All right.
you.
Good night.
Have a good week.
Great. Bye-bye.